Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. I'm sitting with the legend himself, Mr. Master P. I definitely appreciate your time this morning. I appreciate you sitting down and chatting with us. We seeing everything that's taking place as far as your docu-series that's taking place with BET, No Limit Chronicles. It's actually been amazing to watch it and see so far, because growing up, I was a big fan of the Tank. And you think you know something and you learn that you don't. I didn't know about your time in California and Richmond. I thought everything was pretty much started in New Orleans. Can you talk to us about the overall take that you've been getting so far and the feedback you've been getting so far about the No Limit Chronicles?
Well, it's been nothing but a blessing, because I think people love how truthful we are with this project. We not holding nothing back. We letting the people that was a part of the journey speak their truth, whether we have a relationship now, we don't. The people that I did business with, they was able to speak their truth. And we let the artists speak their truth. And I think you learned a lot from this. If you look at me, Puffy, Jay-Z, you know, the things that we done went through trying to help artists, I think you never seen nothing like this, to where it was exposed to where you could really see, you know, the ungratefulness with artists. You were able to see the true love, the true passion of people that work hard, and they are successful today. I mean, this was a journey that happened over 20 years ago. So a lot of those people have moved on with their life. They got 4 or 5 deals after No Limit, but it shows you how No Limit affected their life. It's probably was one of the biggest things they ever been involved in. And I think that's why God keep blessing me. I don't think you ever seen something like this where somebody just tore the contract up and let the artist move on. We haven't seen that in our time. Most of these artists have lifetime contracts. A lot of these guys are still in deals with these companies and with these people that they're not even making music no more. So it was a blessing. I think people got from it. No Limit is like a university. I was able to let people graduate, blossom, go do their own thing. And the ones that was ungrateful, I think when you look in the Bible, envy, jealousy, and pride is what took the devil out of heaven. People don't know the devil was in heaven. And he took 1/3 of the angels with him. So I just feel like this is a blessing. I feel like this is the blueprint to where kids all across the world could say, man, this man been through so much and look how he overcame it. It truly is No Limit, but he stayed focused. He put his trust and faith in God. And God don't give you a power of fear. It's of love and a sound mind. So people starting to see that when you do the right thing and you change your mindset, that you can be successful, you know, just because you come from a bad place. You don't have to end like that. You could change the narrative if you decide to change and do what's right. And I think that's what you're going to see in this documentary. You're going to see a love story. You're going to see family have fallouts. They go through that. I didn't try to hide that. I wanted people to say, man, I could relate to that. Like, I've been through that with my people. Then I wanted to show people that if you want to be your own boss, you got to go create your own business. And so I think that's what kids are going to see too. You know, if you don't want to be a worker, you want to be a boss, then you have to invest in yourself. You can't count somebody else's pockets. I never looked at what Puffy or Jay-Z or none of those guys had, or Dr. Dre. I've always built my own business, thankful for it, whether it was up or down, and kept going. And I think that's the journey people are going to see.
I think that you're definitely, in my opinion, the true epitome of what hip hop stands for. Not only were you great and successful in music, but you took that over into fashion and everything you've done with clothing and footwear. Also into food. We see the things with rap snacks and oodles and doodles and things of that nature. Also in the sports realm.
We ain't stopping. We got the icon noodles now. We got the snacks. We got Call It Be on the bag. The Migos. Big and small. And I remember people laughed at me, man. At first, me and James Lindsay, they laughed at us 20 years ago. People don't realize that it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. The shoes looking good now. It take a time. You got to trust the process, man. So go to Mayati.com and get the hookup. But we can do this. So me and James was talking about this just morning, man, about now we got into the food business. It's nobody look like us. Think about it. It's nobody look like us. We're in there by ourselves. But now, and that's what our people got to see. Instead of us fighting against each other, we have food wars now. Because every idea we get, they try to take it and put it out there. And they've been doing that for years. But I think that's what we got to look at. That's why we got to support each other. We have to support each other, because I feel like I want to be against corporate America, showing them that we need some diversity on these shelves. We know that's what we should be fighting for. That's what we should be protesting for, putting our product into these stores, because now we can help the community. Nobody has real wealth in our community. That's why we're losing so many of our kids. They dying so young, because everybody trying to figure it out. When you live in poverty, even when I was there, people see I was trying to figure it out. They not trying to figure it out. They helping each other. They preparing for the future. They're building generational wealth. So I feel like we got to think outside the box now. And that's what I was showing people in my documentary. I was playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. I say a rap career lasts from 3 to 5 years. Then I'm getting out. I'm getting out, going on to something else. I made myself famous. I built the brand. Now I'm going to build product, because product outweighs talent. This is going to be around even when I'm not around. That's how you build a generational wealth, to feed it to your kids, feed it to your family. So Romeo and the rest of the kids, they could keep this going even when I'm not here. That's what the other cultures do. We don't do that. We're not even thinking like that. We thinking, oh, I'm going to be the hottest and the baddest right now. I'm like, nah. And I was able to show Cash Money rising in my documentary. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm like, man, look, this is another black man coming up from where I come from. That's good. This is their journey. I have my journey. I'm already have an exit strategy. People don't know a lot of those companies, why they hot. They got hot to go sell out. They got hot to go sell their company, because they know that it don't last. Man, if you look at it, and I in this documentary, I was telling people, me and Suge Knight did business. People try to put us against each other, but why they didn't put him against Jimmy Iovine? Why they didn't put him against, let's be honest, Doug Morris? But why they didn't put him against none of those dudes? They always put two black men against each other and say, there's enough money for all of us. I say, go look at Rodale Drive, go look in New York. Down the street in New York, all the stores is thousands of stores. They own all that, and they all making money. Why we can't all make money? Yeah, I guess we're going to have differences, but y'all putting us against each other for no reason. Like, you don't even, I did a business transaction with this man and moved on. But they so afraid of us getting around each other, they making it into something that is really not. It's just business. And I told them, one man trash is another man fortune. That's it. That's even in a relationship. You might find a woman that somebody else like, man, I don't like her. You like, boy, you crazy. I'm about to take her to the next level. I can see that. Same thing I look at as talent with Snoop. I feel like they had a used car. All it needed was to be painted, put some wheels on it, fix the motor, and it's brand new. And we end up selling millions and millions of records with Snoop because we believed in him and he believed in us. We taught him how to be a boss. He moved on and he built his brand and his business, and now he's creating other millionaires. That's what real bosses do. We create other bosses and we create other millionaires. So it's not about us. I have no ego. I'm a humble man. I'm a man of God. I want to see my people win. The most important thing I realized, we can't take none of this with us. It ain't like I could take this with me. No matter what you got, big or small, you can't take it with you. Because at the end of the day, all this is temporary success. And once I figured that out, that made me a stronger man. I've been in the community in South Central, in Compton, New Orleans, Memphis, Louisville, Kentucky, helping the kids and the elderly for over 25 years. Man, when I go back and look at that, that's my accomplishments. That's what makes me smile. I tell people, no, people say, well, P, how we could tell how much money you got or your friends got? I say, it ain't about how much money I have or my friends. This is how you tell real wealth, how much you're able to give, the checks you're able to write every year. Because most of us don't understand that. It's not about what we have. It's about what we can give to help somebody else, to help a cause. And I think that's where my life is going. I think that's why God has spared me with everything that I've been through. And that's why I'm still alive, because people know that I'm going to keep it 100 no matter what, whether you like it or not. I've never been a yes man. I don't even know how to do that, you know. But I've always been a man of respect. I've never been scared or afraid of no man. I only fear God. And but I don't mind celebrating the people that came before me. like the Jay Prince would rap a lot, Tony Draper with Swab House, the Uncle Luke. I mean, those guys came before me. And after that, after those three guys, it's all me. You can look in the history book. I opened the South up after those guys, and these guys, I praise them, I celebrate them, because without them, it wouldn't be no me.
You've done so much to show people the blueprint and how to be successful in business. During the 90s, at the height of No Limit's musical run, were there any artists that you wish you would have been able to get your hands on and get them the game and get them the No Limit tank and help them grow and really reach the epitome of their career?
Well, India Irie used to come to my house all the time, and she wanted me to sign her, but I didn't know nothing about that. So, but you know, it went the way it was supposed to go. She had an amazing career, but I think we could have had something amazing, because that was opening up another door. So, you know, that was one that got away.
Okay. We real big in the sports realm over here. Of course, we know about your stints in the NBA with the Raptors, with the Hornets. I also know everything you're doing now as far as the New Orleans Gators and getting your league and everything off the ground. Yes. We recently heard news about J. Cole that you broke possibly training for the NBA. Could you give me five rappers or entertainers that you would suit up with that you think could have had great NBA careers?
I mean, you got to be to play the game before. So J. Cole is one. He played the game. I know he tried out for St. John. Romeo for sure, my son. I mean, he's a real baller. You know, he went to college, won a championship with USC. I would say 2 Chainz.
Okay.
I would say, and a lot of these guys, I haven't really seen them, you know, because a lot of these guys are a lot younger than me, so I haven't seen them in the basketball world. But Quavo.
Okay.
And maybe Game.
I like that 5, and they coached by Master P and whatnot. I like that 5 right there.
Yeah.
That's a real great.
Now, I mean, I want people to know too, like, diversify your portfolio, because people always tell us to think one way. You know, about a thought one way, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be done, because once you hot, you do this. All you could do is this. Everybody's seen it, from Puffy to Jay-Z to everybody, 50 Cent. Now, what we done that keep us going, Dr. Dre, everybody, we got into other business. We diversified our portfolio. I tell NBA stars, don't just go to practice and think that, you know, basketball is your business. You're not going to be able to play basketball forever. And they teach us that, oh, you just got to focus on one thing and be good at one thing. But what about when that's over? Look at the other coaches, what they do. When they get some money, they go and invest their money into other things to keep themselves going, because they know, I got to do this for a rainy day. They're just not sitting money up in the bank. I talked to Tracy McGrady the other day, like, Pete, let's get together. So, like, we got to do that while we here and while we hot. Don't sit around and wait till it's over, because once it's over, they don't want to see you no more. When you get into them arenas, everybody in there want a piece of you. All you want to do is act like a star and go home. You're missing a big picture. You have to take advantage of that. Michael Jordan took advantage of it. He had shoes. He got all these different products and brands. He don't have to play basketball, even though he can't play no more like he used to. So my thing is to educate our people and stop getting caught up with this thing, because they got a lot of people tell us. And then some people might say, well, P, you say that because you're rich. No, I've been saying that. Go check my resume 25 years ago. You know, I had the dog. I had stores. I had product, clothing. I had shoes. So I've always was thinking like that. That's what kept me here. And the ones that angry and upset, they think I'm successful because the music that I sold. No, I did that 25 years ago. That's been over with. To live my lifestyle, I can't go off of that what I made 25 years ago.
I respect that.
I'll be done. So other cultures, they go find other investments. We have to change our mindset with our people so they can understand that, man, because they don't teach us economics. They don't teach us banking. Like, our people don't understand what financial advisors are. So we got people writing checks for us, and we don't even know what they do. I'm changing that narrative. You know, my 2 sons are real good in basketball, but they don't have to play basketball. They already have a multi-million-dollar business, and they just in high school. And so my thing is, you could change that narrative and basketball could be your passion and your love, and it could get you to the lead if you work hard. But if you don't, you'll have something to fall back because you A students. I'm making sure they A students. Like you, even if you're not an A student, you ain't going to basketball practice. You know, that's what my grandparents did me when I was in the hood. If you ain't getting your work, because you could be street, you could be hard, tough. Man, what I realized, the foundation I had, so people say, P, you went through all this, but the foundation I had, my grandparents sent me to the little Catholic school next door to the project. That gave me my values. Once I knew who God was, and I put that little Catholic school uniform on, and I had to walk through the project, I got beat up a couple of times. When I learned how to fight, they left me alone because I'm like, man, you know, I really live in a project. This uniform is the school I go to. You know, kids was mad because they couldn't go there. You know, I was good in basketball. My grandparents had to pay like $35 or something a month for me to go there, which my grandfather took his Social Security check, but it was a blessing. Look how God worked. And I tell people all the time, you got to stop underestimating people. I don't care if a man gay or he's small or whatever, that person could kill you. They pick up a gun. But my thing is, we got to stop picking up the guns and pick up a book and let's educate each other instead of sending our people to prison, into the graveyard. Let's send them to college. We're losing so many young kids now, man. I have a basketball program I've been doing for over 25 years in Compton. We just lost a 14-year-old kid in our program. He got killed the other day. And I'm looking at this saying, man, that could have been DeMar DeRozan. Because when I had DeMar in the 7th grade, all these kids came through my program. We was able to shelter them. I feel like the community, we have to protect our kids. As parents, we got to spend more time with our kids. And we got to hold ourselves, the community, because we always, you know, talking all this stuff about what other people are doing this. But when we killing us, you know, that's a problem because you're killing the next future star. I mean, that could have been Kawhi Leonard. This kid was 14 and 6'7". 6'7". Man, I'm telling you, this kid could have been the next one. And he gone. Like, life over with. And I remember when I had DeMar in Compton, by him and Romeo being friends, he used to come and hang out with us a lot. And a lot of that stuff saved him. But a lot of kids don't get that shelter where they could get away and see something else. And that's what basketball took me. And I think when you see my journey through this No Limit Chronicles, you're going to see how basketball took my life on a journey and got me to see other things. And when I came home, I wanted more. I wanted to, you know, I seen other people successful and seen them happy. And that's what I wanted for my family. So that's what motivated me to work hard.
Terrell Thomas sitting in right now with Master P in these urban times. P, before I let you go, I got a few more things I want to know about with No Limit Sports, because we see so much, as you mentioned, we see so many African Americans and hip hop and just African Americans in general. We have Clutch Sports with LeBron James and Rich Paul. We see how active Rock Nation Sports is now with their clients. Do you feel like when you got No Limit Sports off the ground and you showed folks, once again, you gave a blueprint on how to think outside of just playing within the field or playing within the court, do you feel like that set a blueprint for where we are today as far as athletes and entertainers getting so far into the business of sports?
Yeah, no, it definitely opened the doors for Rock Nation, opened the doors for Clutch Sports because everybody was afraid to go up against the other coaches. I had David Falk and all them scared. I had the Heisman Trophy winner, Ricky Williams. And what I love about this documentary, Ricky Williams was able to say, you know, he was only making $400 a month. He was the #1 player in the country. And, you know, for a football player back then, you might get $1 to $2 million signing bonus. I got the Saints to give him $8 million. And that was a lot for back then. And that's what he wanted. He told me, he said, P, well, he didn't tell me, he told the agents that we had, Leland Harder. He said, man, look, if y'all don't do this deal for me to do it with somebody, this is what I want. I've never had that type of money. So he told that story in the documentary. And I'm so glad because people looked at me and say, oh, he did this bad deal. But no, this is what the client, people don't realize when you're a client, you are the boss. Whatever you want, like I tell my lawyer what to do. He don't tell me what to do. I tell my agent what to do in the end. And they might say, well, that ain't a good thing. And I told Ricky, I said, you know, what he got on TV and said, he said, man, this is what I wanted to do for my family. I ain't never had nothing. So I went for the upfront money, which nobody in the football has got back then at that time. And when he got the $8 million, He just wanted to buy his mom a house and change that, because a ghetto kid, man, don't have nothing. Living off of noodles, you know, that's why I got into the noodle business. I'm like, man, we've been living off of that our whole life. And think about it, we never owned it. So, but watching Ricky Williams' story, man, and he told the truth, is amazing, is incredible, because they wanted to show that narrative and make it look like we didn't know what we was doing. This kid would have did that with anybody, with them. But we got so big so quick, they was afraid. And so the thing about it, though, we was first, and we opened the doors so people could fix it now. That's how Jay-Z, that's how all of the Clutch Sports and all that, they was able to now say, okay, let me bring these couple pieces with them, with us. So you're not looking at the behind the scenes, what people thinking. I made people think like that. They seen the mistakes I did. They seen the good stuff I did. And that's what business is about. Then you start putting your business together. And I celebrate them. I applaud them. Yeah, I was first. That's how life goes sometimes. You first, somebody gonna learn from your mistakes. And I'm glad that my people were able to do that.
You also mentioned in the documentary when you were looking to try out for an NBA team that you were working out with a few NBA stars. I know you had a great relationship, or have a great relationship rather, with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Who were some of those NBA stars that you were working out with back in the day?
Katino Mobley. John Lucas was my trainer and my coach. Derek Anderson, Ryan Mercer, Sam Cassell, Nick Van Exel. Man, we went to war. Man, Andre Miller, Baron Davis. Man, we went to war. Only thing I can tell you, we went to war, man. It was real, and people don't know my real story. Rick Bronson, I went to the CBA with him, so I didn't just go straight to the NBA. So people got a chance to see that in his docu-series. Rick Bronson, I played him. We went at it every night in the CBA. So you had to get called up from the CBA to get to the NBA. So you had to put in work. Also, Earl Borkins, Moochie Norris, all of us come from the CBA. So it wasn't just and that's what I was telling J. Cole, like, it's like they're gonna put you under a microscope, especially because who you are. People know the Toronto Raptors, and nobody ever seen this but this story. I was on that team. I had made that team. When Vince Carter agent, Tank Black, had got into a situation, he ended up taking him to jail for money laundering or something like that. They had all this media on Toronto, and that's when they decided to let me go, because they didn't want a circus. So,
what's next for Master P and the whole No Limit franchise? You're dibbling and dabbling, and there's so many great things in the business realm. What's next for you, as I say, in the next 2-3 years? You're always planning ahead, so I know you got something that you're working on.
Yeah, we're working on stock and just being able to teach our people stock and educate our people and just create more product, because technology changes every day. So we have to be able to use applied knowledge. Everybody thinks it's about education. You know, we don't pray for money, we pray for wisdom. If you look in the Bible, it say pray for wisdom and everything else will come. So it's all about educating myself and my family to build a generational wealth and to help other people in the community. Focus on the young people and focus on the elderly. So the more we make, the more we give. That's what all our products about, giving back and finding the right people, putting them a part of this. And I think it's a blessing, man, just to be able to know that God spared your life and saved your life, and you can help other people. So it's not about me no more. You know, I want to take off where Muhammad Ali left off at, to be able to, help our people. That's what gets me excited. I got to make money to be able to help my people. So I got to keep the products going, because we can't do nothing on air. Nobody don't care. Well, you ain't got nothing. Nobody cares. So you got to keep the business going. And yeah, I mean, I think just appreciating life, man. Like, it's COVID-19, a lot of things going on. I feel like a lot of people got a chance to get closer to their families. And that's what it's about for me. But I've been doing it. I've been close to my kids, but even closer now. So I think teaching them and educating them for the future.
I appreciate you so much today for your time. I appreciate you for linking with BET and putting out this whole Limit Chronicles. Once again, I grew up a huge fan of No Limit, and you think you know something, and you learn every day that you truly don't. I damn sure appreciate everything you've done for us as Black people, us in the hip hop realm. And I ask you continue to set the standard and keep raising the bar and giving us a blueprint to follow.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, man. Take care.
All right. All right.